I'm at the Premier Inn on Bath Road in London. It's literally just a stone's throw away from Heathrow Airport, right in front of me. It has been recently renovated, so I'm quite keen to have a look around this place as well. What makes this place great is the fact that it's for early morning travellers. So if you've got an early morning flight at Heathrow Airport, this is one of the best places you could stay because it literally is next to Heathrow. With the parking facility right next door as well, it just makes it all that much more convenient. So let's go and check in and have a look around. So this hotel has one of these entrances at the front and one at the back as well. So the one at the back is how you get into the car park. So if we go through here, I do believe we can go to one of the kiosks and check in. I can see them just up ahead. Yeah, so check-in is open, so let's get ourselves checked in, shall we? Checked in. We are in 2192, which I believe we get into down this end. There is another entrance just over there. You can't really see because it's behind. But let's get ourselves inside the lifts and let's get to room 2192.
Doors closing. Doors opening.
Seems okay. This way, I do believe. Let's go through here. So as I walk in, it's actually fairly cool in here. I can feel the aircon on. And first glance, it looks pretty decent. It's not too bad. I think we'll start with taking a look in the bathroom. Bathroom seems okay. And yeah, you can tell it has been recently renovated. I mean, last time I stayed here, it didn't actually look like this. The shower looks okay. Let's have a look at the top. It's see if you can see that. It's a little bit lime scaly, but that's not too drastic. Not sure whether it's meant to wobble like that though. We'll soon see. Looks fairly clean. And sink. Yeah, sink's okay. Running water. Toilet. It's pretty standard, that, to be honest. And one thing I do find strange is this. Like, a lot of hotels seem to have this, you know, Premier Inns and travel lodges here in the UK. Whereas in America, they tend to have actual toilet roll. But bathroom, small, but it does the trick. For a family room, I think it's not too bad. It's supposed to sleep up to 4 people, I believe, and it does seem okay. I can't see anything drastically wrong with it. You've got your double bed here, 2 singles just over there. Sockets and switches look fairly clean. They're okay. Again, you can kind of tell it has been renovated. They've put some care into this. Couple of odd marks here and there on the headboard. Don't know whether you can see them, but I don't really want to touch it. But yeah, there's a couple of others just along here. Nothing too drastic though. There does look to be a little bit of damage here, or something stained on the work area. But again, I think that's to be expected given the frequency of how much these hotel rooms are going to be used. Phone, fairly decent sized television. Probably about 42-inch maybe. Looks okay. Tea making facilities here. I do like these though. Usually when you come to rooms like this, you do have cups, but they're the ceramic ones. I like these glass ones. They are kind of cool. That is a monster hairdryer. Look at it. Usually in these rooms, they're quite small. Does it work? I'm sure it does. It's not even turned on. It does work. Nice. Towels are just down here for the bathroom. Not quite sure why they're not in the bathroom. Yeah, definitely not in the bathroom. Seems a bit strange why they're there. Anyway, there's 1, 2, 3 towels, even though there are 4 of us actually going to be staying in this room. There's only 3 towels. The view is of a courtyard just below, but I can see some scaffolding right next to it. I don't know whether you can see that just there. Oh yeah, you can. On the room next door to me, it looks like they've got scaffolding. So just below here, I think, oh no, that wouldn't be. So you can see 3 levels, and I think the top level is the floor we're on, then floor 1, then the bottom level, that's where the rest of the hotel is. So this is like some kind of courtyard. It does look like there's a couple of stains and marks on these walls here. I can see a big mark just here, and down there, it looks like some kind of staining. I think it picks up on the camera. Not sure what that is, a bit strange. So far, just looking around, I mean, I've been here a couple of minutes now. It does generally seem very clean and tidy. It's better than what I was actually expecting, because I have stayed in this hotel before, many times, but before it was actually renovated. So I did kind of expect it to be a little bit nicer than what it was, but it is a lot nicer than what I thought it was going to be. Next thing for us to do, though, is let's head out into the hallway. Let's have a quick look around, and then we'll head downstairs and see what else this hotel actually offers. So I've noticed as I walk down the corridor, there is a very odd smell, and there are a couple of stains on the carpets here and there, but I don't think it's anything too drastic. To be fair, I think it's about what you'd expect for a Premier Inn anyway. They're not meant to be high-end hotels. I think they are meant to be more of a budget hotel. But at the end of the day, after something has been recently renovated, you would expect some of the stains on the carpets to not be there. Let's go down here. I actually think this hotel goes round in one big loop all the way around, because the other elevators to the floor should be like further down here. And to the right, I think, ironing board and iron. I guess someone's doing some ironing. Well, not anymore, they're not. It echoes quite a bit here as well. Not sure whether that's because the walls feel quite enclosed. Some hotels have much wider hallways, but this one does feel a bit enclosed. It's not too dark though, so at least that's a benefit. Let's have a peek around this corner. Down here. I think the other elevators are going to be just through that door down there. So let's go and have a look. So down here, it doesn't actually appear to be the lifts. That might be where they may be, but come in here, there's some stairs there, and there is, oh, I cannot pull that. It says scan key card. If I look through there, I can see, right, so obviously I can't go through there. Let's go find where these lifts actually are. I think it might be down here. So it looks like I've done one full loop of the hotel floor, because these are the lifts that I first got into. And just through there was our room. Let's go downstairs then, and let's have a look around. Yep, definitely the same lifts I came into. So this now is the foyer area, and yeah, you can see this is the door where we came in originally, and down there is where we checked in. So let's head down that way and have a look. So this looks like it would have been the original check-in desk, and obviously it looks like you can still check in there with a person if you want to. Some Amazon lockers just there as well. I guess that's quite handy if you've got anything being delivered. And this is the other entrance or exit to the hotel. It's a nice sunny day. I think one thing to note about this so far is the parking is £21.90 for 24 hours, as you can see just over there. That does seem quite a lot, but I guess it's a small price to pay. But I'll go through costs and everything at the end of this video. So there's the Premier Inn sign, and if I just pan around there, you can see this is how it looks at this entrance. I think a great thing about Premier Inn as well, on the whole, is that they offer the chance for kids to eat for free, as long as you have paying adults. So if you got breakfast, you need early morning breakfast for your flight, you can always eat at Premier Inn. And to be fair to Premier Inn, I do quite like their breakfast. I think it's a decent price. Let's go back inside and have a look around. The Time Restaurant. I'm guessing this place might get quite busy later on in the day. I don't think it's open right now, but yeah, I do imagine that will be quite a popular place to eat. Well, let's have a look at the menu. Let's see if we can see anything on there which might be worthwhile. $6.89 for some barbecue chicken wings. Steak, $17.99. That's not too bad actually, considering the location and what this hotel is mainly used for. I'd say they are not too bad on prices. There's a Costa coffee here as well. I do prefer Starbucks, but I am happy with the fact that there is a Costa here, so at least I can get a coffee. Over on this side there is the Time Bar. It must be the theme time, but I might pop in there a little later on this evening to have a bit of a tipple before bed. Obviously me staying here means I do have an early morning flight, so It's always nice to kind of relax with a drink and prepare for your holiday, vacation, whatever it is, I guess. Looks okay in there, I think. Not quite sure why this section here says it's closed. It doesn't look like it needs maintenance to me, but I don't know. I don't know these things. But I guess once it's open, it's another nice area for you to sit in and just relax, I guess, with a drink from the bar. Shame that, because they look fairly comfortable. A couple of vending machines here as well, if you fancy a quick bottle or a snack. I imagine that these are going to be fairly overpriced. Vending machines in general are overpriced, but vending machines in a hotel right next to a major airport are expensive too. $1.70 for a Twix, Snickers, Mars bar. That does seem a bit steep, but either way, if you're okay to pay that, there you go, some vending machines. Up there looks like where I tried to get through a little earlier on. So that clearly is where the two sides of the hotel link, but it would appear only staff can get through. That's a shame. So that would have been a nice view to kind of look out at the planes. Speaking of which, if I go over here, this is where the runways for Heathrow actually are. So, you can see a plane just up there now, British Airways. And as you come out here, you'll probably hear planes come and go quite often. There's that British Airways plane. There's also some seating out here as well, so I guess if you had a drink from the bar, you could quite easily sit out. If you're an avid plane spotter, sit and watch the planes. You don't always see these sort of things in some airport hotels, a board with departures on, so obviously that's quite handy if you need to have a quick look, see if your flight has been cancelled or is on time or whatever. It's always good to see these in airport hotels. So far, it's a very comfortable atmosphere, this hotel, so, it's quite nice to stay here. I've got this, I'm going to drink this, and then I'm going to retire for the night, but we'll talk in the morning about how much I paid, what I think of it, so I'll see you then. So how much did I pay for this hotel room for the night? I paid £51, and for an airport hotel, I think that is absolutely amazing. It's really, really cheap, and considering it is in really good condition, it's quite a competitive rate. The only downside I would say is having to pay £21.90 to park here for the night, which seems a little bit extortionate, but given the fact that it's Heathrow Airport, I think we can kind of waive that a little bit. So my total to stay here for the night was about £72.90. The downside I found to this room in the end was the shower. Do you remember earlier in the video I showed you the top of the rainhead shower? It was a little bit lime scaly. Well, it turns out that there was a leak up there and the water pressure wasn't very good. So the water was just dripping everywhere, covering everywhere. It still worked. I was still able to get a wash, so it still did the trick. It's just a shame that it appears to be broken, but that's fine. For the price I paid for the room, it's not something I'm going to be complaining about too much. I quite enjoyed staying here. As I said, I've stayed here before the renovation, and it's definitely better now after the renovation. But with this being an airport hotel, I suspect that because of the constant use of the rooms, they may get worn down quicker than the average hotel. But again, that's fine as long as they renovate it every couple of years, I guess. So if you're looking to stay at Heathrow Airport because you've got an early morning flight, I would say this Premier Inn on Bath Road is one of the better places you can stay. I've had a look at the rates as well, even in the future. I had a look at rates previously, and they do tend to hover between £50 and £90 for a night, which again is a really good price for an airport hotel. There'll be a couple of other videos hanging around the screen if you want to watch any of those on this travel channel. There's also a little subscribe button just down below if you fancy subscribing and seeing more videos just like this, because I do upload weekly. But thank you so much for watching. I hope this video has been useful to you, and I hope to see you in another one of my videos. Take care.